What's up everyone? Welcome back to another video on this channel. So in today's video, I am going to be sharing with you guys what I ate in a day to lose 100 pounds. Now, many of you guys have been asking, how did you lose 100 pounds? That's crazy. How'd you do it? What diet did you go on? And I simply tell everyone who asks, I pretty much ate what I love to eat. Nothing crazy has changed. Yeah, I might have tried different diets along the way, throughout the year, but realistically, when I really started looking into it, I had a very flexible approach. And of course, the help with my personal trainer, we were able to figure out something that worked the best for me. And throughout the weeks and throughout the year, I actually lost 100 pounds. I was losing about 1 pound to 2 pounds a week, and I was able to do it without, doing anything crazy or anything extreme. So in today's video, I am going to be sharing with you what I eat in a day, to lose 100 pounds. I am currently still cutting and trying to lose a little bit more, weight. It's currently summer. I want to go to the beach. I want to be able to, see my six packs. I haven't seen a six-pack ab on my body in I don't even know, since I was a baby. I don't even think I had six packs when I was I've never had six packs, so I'm working towards it just to do it. It's a new goal of mine to achieve. So hopefully you subscribe to this channel and I'll take you along this journey as well. Now, I thought it would also be very interesting as well to compare the two different lifestyles, because my lifestyle when I was 300 pounds is completely different to what it is now. Yes, I still enjoy and love the foods that I eat, but I'm not eating the same amount. So what I'm going to be also doing is revisiting the day that I started, because I tracked almost every single day, so I'm able to go back to basically when I started last year and look at what I basically ate, and we could compare the two and we could now show you guys. And I might even get my personal trainer to react to the foods that I'm eating versus the foods that I used to eat. So it'll be a very interesting thing. It might be an eye-opener to some of you out there who are looking into losing weight. You don't realize that we're eating all these extra foods that we don't necessarily need. And that's the one thing that I noticed when it came down to weight loss, is that I was just eating way too much. Even though if I was eating healthy, I was eating way too lavishly. And even till now, today, I still eat pretty lavishly. So I'm gonna take you guys along that journey, along this day, on what I eat throughout my day. So with that being said, let's get started with the video. Let's go. Okay, let's talk about breakfast. Now, this is probably someone's favorite time of the day, but me personally, I'm not really a fan of breakfast. I normally don't wake up hungry. Even when I was 300 pounds, I normally wouldn't wake up feeling hungry. But for me, later on in the day is when I get really hungry. So having those few extra calories, saved for later on in the day, helps me, especially in those late night cravings. If I have a bigger meal for lunch and a bigger meal for dinner, is usually good enough for me, and I'm not gonna go snack around late night because I'm gonna feel nice and full. Usually in the morning when I wake up, I could probably, wait until lunchtime. I'm not hungry, but I always do try to squeeze in something in the mornings. So usually in the mornings, I will have a bowl of melons. I love watermelons, I love cantaloupes, I love fruit. So for me, having a bowl of some sort of fruit is always my go-to. Sometimes I'll have berries, sometimes I'll just have an apple and banana. Usually I'll have some sort of fruit first thing in the morning. Now, if you look at the macros, at the calories, it's not high whatsoever. It's mostly carbs and some sugars in there, but for me, it's a good way to start the morning. Something simple, something light, especially on those days where I don't feel hungry. Now, there is days when I do wake up hungry, and I would make me some, protein pancakes and some eggs. Oh man, that combination is delicious. But usually I would just go with the melon. Now, I plan on making a video in the future talking a little bit more about macros and counting calories and, you know, my approach on it. That way it's not something that takes over my life. I was able to do this for a whole entire year. My routine is pretty simple. I usually am home working on videos or I am at work. So meal prepping for work is pretty simple, as well as we do have a kitchen at work and a fridge that I could use. So it almost feels like I'm at home too. So making home cooked meals is pretty easy. I do have access to a butcher, which is literally down the street, but meal prepping and preparing your foods is so important. Eating fast food, you could eat it, but it's hard to track. It's hard to know exactly what is in the foods. Cooking your own meals, you know exactly what you're adding, and let's be honest, it's pretty delicious. So when it comes down to it, you really have to find out what works best with your body. My macros are 2,000 calories, 200 grams of carbs, 55 grams of fat, and about 173 grams of protein. That's what worked for my body to be in a calorie deficit. But the way that I figured it out was I went on MyFitnessPal, I added my weight, I did some calculations, and I tried it out for a week, 2 weeks, and I saw some weight loss. Now, of course, everyone is different. I'm taller, I'm shorter than some of you, I might be bigger than some of you, I might have some more muscle than some of you, you know, and vice versa. Some of you might be shorter, taller, different genders as well. So you really have to figure out what works best with your body and personalize it. If you really would like some help on that and some guidance, I am more happy to help. So let me know in the comment section down below. We are also going to be starting a Instagram, and hopefully we could get, you know, some of you guys up in there, and we could maybe write out some programs for some of you guys. You know, my brother is certified to do that. So with that, we might be able to help some of you guys achieve your goals moving forward. But enough of me talking. I'm getting hungry. Let's go make some lunch. Let's go. Okay, we got lunch. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I be eating lavishly. But as you can see, we got some steak with some mushrooms, we got some snow peas, some cherry tomatoes, as well as some French fries. Now, this is exactly what I meant by I was eating the foods that I love to eat. Now, of course, I didn't eat breakfast really much, so now I'm kind of making up for the calories that I didn't eat, as usually lunchtime, you know, I'm still a bigger guy. I do get really hungry for lunch. So I always like having some sort of protein, which in this case, we're having steak, some carbs, which I chose French fries, but if I really wanted to, I would go with, you know, baked potatoes. I even go with some bread, maybe even some rice, but I always like having protein, some sort of carbs. As you can see, even with the vegetables that I chose, they still have a bit of carb. Now, of course, this meal is best when it's hot, when you're eating it at home and everything. If I was to take this to work, it would get cold and it probably wouldn't taste as good, and especially microwaving it, who wants to do that to a nice perfectly cooked steak? So if I was to meal prep for work and I was eating lunch at work, even though I have access to a kitchen and I could probably cook this up there, normally what I would do is I would meal prep something in advance. So I would either make a sandwich out of chicken, or I would have some sort of meal, like let's say chicken breast with baked potatoes and some veggies on the side. So I would always have something prepared for the next day. I like cooking my meals kind of every single day. I don't like meal prepping for 4 or 5 days in advance, because for me, I just find it kind of gross. You have it cold in the fridge. I didn't like it. For me, it was way too hard doing that, and I would find that I wouldn't eat the foods. So for me, what worked was having some sort of way that I could cook my foods every single day. So yes, it would require me to either wake up early in the morning and prepare my lunch, or stay up a little bit later and basically cook my lunch for the next day. So the best thing to do is find what works best for you. If you find it better to meal prep because you just know if you have the meals already cooked, you're gonna eat them, then do it that way. For me, it just worked to be able to just cook on the fly and also track kind of on the fly, and I was able to lose 100 pounds doing so. Another thing that helped a lot was having fun with it. I love cooking food, I love cooking meals, and I also love looking for new recipes and finding the ways that I could, have it included within my macros was the best thing. And I also made counting macros pretty much like a game. So I already knew that I had basically a budget that I needed to hit, and I would always try to hit that number right on the spot. Even if I was switching it up every single day, I would plan it ahead of time and I would hit that spot. But let's say one day I just slipped up for whatever reason and I started binge eating on donuts, cookies, because we all do it. We all end up at one point wanting to eat more than what we should. What I would do is that I would just bounce back. The consistency over a long period of time is always going to be on your side. Before, if I slipped up, it would spiral me back into, oh, I'll start on Monday, oh, I'll start next year, oh, I'll start on New Year's, and eventually I would never start. So the best thing to do is always just stay consistent. Even if you have a moment, a bad day in which you just overeat and you eat way too much, the next day, bounce back. And if you do it the next day and you just binge eat and you can't control it, the next day bounce back after that. So having that control over binge eating was for me the part that helped me a lot. I have those moments where I'm snacking and I'm like, I just can't stop. These cookies are way too good. But now I have a lot more control, and because I'm allowing myself to enjoy those foods and not be so strict on a diet, I'm eating French fries, steaks, and vegetables. Like, damn, I'm eating pretty good, not gonna lie. So for me, because I'm allowing myself, and I'm eating all these foods that are delicious, I'm not restricting myself, and I'm not gonna have those slip up moments because they're already in my diet and I'm eating them. Of course, I always try to make a more healthier approach, but on a day like this, I wanted steaks, French fries, and some sweet potatoes. Well, I didn't have sweet potatoes, but I wanted some good food. It's the weekend, I wanted to relax, eat some good food, and it still fit in my macros and in my calories, and I'm still gonna lose weight. So that's the beauty about all of this. The one thing also is that everyone is different. So whatever foods you like, you want to include them in your diet as well. Carbs aren't that bad. Protein is not bad, fat is not bad. Our body needs all of that. So if we could find a nice balance of all of this, is exactly how we're able to control and live a more healthier lifestyle. Now, in the near future, I am going to be sharing with you guys the workouts that I did to lose 100 pounds. But with that being said, it's already time to have the next meal, dinner. So today we are actually gonna be having some chicken tacos. What? You had French fries, steaks, you had some watermelons for breakfast, and now you're eating chicken tacos? Damn right. And I love it. No, but seriously, I really wanted to make chicken tacos today, and it fits in my calories, it fits in my macros, so I'm like, you know what? let's have some chicken tacos. Let's go make some chicken tacos now. So with that being said, let's get started with the video. With that being said, let's get started with the cooking. Let's go. Okay, so dinner is served. Look at that. God damn. So what we got here is some chicken tacos. Now I got these corn tortillas at the grocery store. They're the Mexican style ones. You just pretty much warm them up and they're pretty tasty. And if you look at the nutritional facts in them, they're pretty healthy, they're pretty good, and they fit my macros. Okay, so this is gonna be fun. I haven't seen what I used to eat in a good while. So up on the screen, we have all of the macros that I was eating on May 2nd, 2021. So as you can see, I have everything up there. In total, I ate 2,900 calories. So let's break it down of what I was eating throughout the day. So for breakfast, I had a everything bagel. I believe I put cream cheese on it, but I just didn't know how to track it at the time, and I just kind of just went with it. And I had a donut, and most likely I had a coffee with that donut too, but also did not track it on that day. Then for lunch, I had a Popeyes combo. Had a 3-piece chicken tender combo with fries, biscuit, and a Coke. And that slowly added up to about 1,000 calories. So with the breakfast and the lunch, we're already at 1,500 calories. Not even looking at fats, not looking at carbs, not looking at proteins. We're just looking at calories at this point. Now, when I started tracking calories, the very first day, it was tough. So I wanted to just get into the habit of things, and it was an advice that my brother told me, don't get too detailed with stuff. If anything, just get in the habit of tracking. Don't change your diet, and later on we're gonna tweak it. And that's exactly what we did. Now for dinner, I had white rice and this chicken teriyaki that I bought at this chicken teriyaki spot. And it was delicious. I still eat it to this day, but it was chicken teriyaki with white rice, and then I had a chicken shawarma with it too, which is pretty crazy that I ate that combination. But in total for dinner, it was 1,400 calories. Where, if I'm being honest with you, on this day, I was being already a little bit more mindful of what I was eating. I know how I am and how I could get sometimes, and where if I feel hungry, I might start snacking on things. If there's cookies in the kitchen, I am going to be eating those cookies. And the same thing goes with chips and everything. I might just be snacking throughout the day. So me already eating 2,900 calories and add another, couple cookies that you might eat, which may not seem like a lot, but calories do add up. Doing that for a long period of time, I gained the weight slowly. I didn't gain 100 pounds overnight, and I didn't lose 100 pounds overnight as well. So it's all about the habit changes, because all of these foods that I mentioned, they're not unhealthy foods. Yes, there's better food choices out there than just getting a combo at Popeyes, but Popeyes is so delicious. So why restrict yourself and not have it once in a while? So for me, what I found was just having a well-balanced diet and eating more healthier and making healthier choices, like home-cooked meals versus having the fast food meals. Because even though I ate Popeyes and a nice combo and everything, I was still feeling hungry because that food just ran right through me. It was light, it didn't feel heavy, and I basically ended up eating something more. Where, today I had a nice steak for lunch, and I don't really feel that hungry anymore. So I just had some chicken tacos, and I still don't feel hungry anymore. So I'm more satisfied with the foods that I'm eating now. Now, this is the more important part, and I will talk about macros, in the near future. But if you see the macros that I was eating, I went completely over in carbs and I went completely over in fats on that day. So imagine doing that every single day, not knowing what you're eating. And like I said, not even including the snacks that I might be snacking on throughout the day, or even the full of sugar drinks that we sometimes consume just because we like it. I love Starbucks, I love my drinks, I love those, you know, milkshakes and everything, and you know, I would have one or two sometimes and not even look into the calories and the nutritional facts in them as well. So now that I'm more mindful of what I'm eating, I can make better choices, and doing so, I was able to lose 100 pounds and not restrict myself from all of these good foods. I could still eat these good foods, I'm just more mindful of when I'm eating them. And now that I included exercise in them, and now that I included workouts in my routine, I'm able to use food that is gonna benefit me in my workouts as well. So if you look at the days side by side, there's not much of a difference. If anything, there's about a 900 calorie difference, maybe even more, because I didn't include snacks on that day. And I know for a fact, because it was my birthday, I know I had some cake.
What did he say?
I know I had some cake on that day. So for me, you know, I didn't track that, but regardless, if you look at the side-by-side macros, you'll see that the days that I'm doing now, yes, they're slightly different, but they're pretty similar. I'm still enjoying the foods that I love to eat, and if I wanted to eat Popeyes, I will somehow find a way to include it in my diet today. So that's just something that I wanted to put out and share with you guys. If you are planning on losing weight and want some help, that's what this channel is meant for. Let me know in the comment sections down below any questions you guys have, and I'm gonna try to answer it either in a video or in the comment section. I will try my best to answer. I would love to get to know all of you guys, and let me know what your fitness journeys are, if you have any, because that's what we're all here for. We're all here to just help each other. So hopefully this video has inspired you and has motivated you, and if it has, be sure to give it a thumbs up. But with that being said, I'm Lord of Lion, keep the blood pumping, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Cheese!